Hello, my name is Chris and I will review the 2020 Ram Rebel Diesel. This is the third time I review Rebel in less than 3 years in different trims. The advantage of that is that I test drove a few of its competitors, formidable competitors, and my initial impressions are reinforced. Simply put, Rebel is the best in the category, period. Here's why. First, the exterior is beautiful. Ram truly achieved a look that appeals to everyone I show this truck to. Its appeal is both with men and women and even some urbanites which have a tendency to ignore this category. This diesel Ram with a bunch of options chimes in at $78,000 Canadian plus tax, and at that price you might as well select the crew cab because as you can see the quad cab does not have a lot of rear seat room. Access to the box is intelligent and despite the apparent mechanical complexity felt solid enough. The bedliner is awesome. I love bedliners. The Ram interior is special, and Ram is even better looking on the inside than the outside if that were possible. It begins with a high seating position which feels more natural. Extremely comfortable seats with a high quality leather. Perfect. The steering wheel is a bit wide but the grip is thick and the leather is very good and you get used to it quickly. The infotainment is one of the better units with the all-important CarPlay and Auto. Sound quality is very good. Ross can go on and on and on and on about the infotainment's ease of use. I think it is okay with a snappy interface. Great high-res cameras, soft ride, low wind and road noise. Excellent. A seemingly complex dash is actually easy to consult. This transmission selector is pure genius and there is a clever storage between the driver and passenger. This Rebel is charming and feels personal. I can find no minor flaws and according to my urban Montreal eyes, Rebel destroys the highly formidable competition and I have never said that about an FCA product ever. I am curious what you non-Montrealers think. Post a comment below. The diesel engine is impressive. A V6 turbo with an 8-speed automatic generates 260 horsepower and 480 pounds of torque. The fuel economy is 11.1 liters in the city and 8 liters on the highway, and the Rebel can pull up to 12,560 pounds. Do you know what weighs that much? How about a Rinker 320 Express Cruiser for $200,000 US that is 33 feet long and has a 150-gallon fuel tank with kitchen, living room, bedroom, and AC? You get the idea. Rebel is flawless, meaning without error. Here are my thoughts on the road. Hello car lovers driving the Ram Rebel Eco Diesel 2020. Nice catch from Ross. I like this vehicle. I'm going to start with the exterior styling. The exterior styling I think is wonderful. Ross enjoys it also. Really a beautiful design. M like macho but very tasteful. I love it. It's my favorite of the big three. On the inside now, same story. This interior is really beautiful. Ross does a little bit of a hard-on for the Uconnect. I think he's right about that. It is a very user-friendly system. It has a snappy response, it has nice graphics, and it is relatively easy to use. Once you play in it a little bit, you kind of get to know the basic functions that you want, and you're fine. Speaking of basic functions, you have on the left and the right-hand side hard buttons for the climate control, really useful when you don't want to fiddle in the screen, and also very useful if the screen gives out, because you still have climate control, which is nice. I'd like to make a special shout out to the transmission selector, which is a tremendous space saver, frees up a lot of room here, really nice. Every time I get into this vehicle and I use it, I can't get over how intelligent that is. Lots of space here for the entrepreneur who's got to write out bills, lots of room inside this storage area. Really awesome stuff, well done. You can tell the people at Ram thought about how this vehicle would be used. That's nice. I love these seats. These seats are amazing. The leather is very good, and also the steering wheel leather very fine. I would say that Ram paid particular attention to the touch points. And what I mean by that is the switchgear. Ross made the remark, what quality the switchgear is. When you turn it, there's a very positive click. Once again, the leather on the steering wheel we could talk about here. Feels very solid, this door handle. These things contribute to a feeling of quality, and that's reflected on the drive. You don't hear any rattles, no squeaks, nothing. Pretty quiet on the road too. Driving in Lachine, here it's a borough of Montreal. These are some of the world's shittiest roads. Well, no problem for Ram. It takes them effortlessly. Really nice. Good job, Dodge. Cute touches like the tailgate that open more than one way. I like that. I think that could be useful on the construction site when you don't want to open everything. The suspension is really soft, and I like it. I think for driving in the city, it's perfect. And I think also for doing some very basic tasks on off-road or on the construction site, or perhaps you have a place up north and you're gonna go do some work on it, really easy for that. This vehicle can handle that very easily. Ross makes the remark, this EcoDiesel has a lot of pulling power. How much pulling power? How many pounds?
12,500 pounds.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, you could pull a fifth wheel easily.
Easily, no problem.
You can load up in the back, no problem. So overall, I'd have to say on a personal level, if I had to buy a truck, and I'm not a truck buyer, I would definitely be buying this Rebel. I mean, it's just so good. It's got everything I think I want from a truck, and I love this high seating position. Really nice, really comfortable over the long term. I have a friend of mine, she told me, you know, Chris, I love trucks, and I was kind of surprised by her because she kind of like lives in the city a little bit, but she says they're really comfortable and she enjoys driving them. So kind of surprised by that. So for me, highly recommendable, this Ram. It's the one I would buy. Ross, what are your thoughts?
Same for me. Interior design is perfect, the best in its class. Same thing for the outside. So beautiful, beautiful truck. They did a great job, so highly recommended.
And those are our thoughts on the Ram Rebel. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, you should subscribe. And that is it.